evening, shoppers. I'm just sitting here in my scrapyard, just looking out. Bit of blue sky, dark sky, fast-moving clouds. It's going to rain again. There's a bit of rain at the moment, which we needed. Our Brumbies would be very happy with some more rain. So this is a quick little shout out. My other phone was flat, so I couldn't broadcast this. So you'll be watching this after it's happened. It's a little quick, short shout out ahead of a longer live chat tomorrow, which I will better structure. So we've got a few stories. I've got a few stories. None are not all good. Some are interesting. Some aren't. Some are quite concerning. In short, I've got an update to give you about Sandra Drayton from Birdie's Salmonella Cafe. That's that crazy woman that assaulted me last year. So I've got an update coming on that tomorrow. Our council meeting, we've got an extraordinary council meeting this week to continue the business agenda held over from what we didn't get to in March. I've got to reveal some information about the ridiculousness of, and the I'm going to say corruption or ineptitude, but you know, they blend into each other, of our Mayor Chris Hanna, where he tried to proxy vote in a council briefing session where you're not even meant to vote because it's not an official council meeting. He wanted us to vote, and then he tried to vote proxy for another councillor who had fallen off the meeting. It was a digital meeting. That's bad. That's really bad. There's the story about the Snowy Monero Business Awards, which were held last night. Now, I held off breaking this story so that I didn't overshadow the Business Awards, so that people couldn't criticise me. I want the people who won awards to generally have a good night and win the awards. To that end, I purchased a table. I bought 10 tickets for my friends to go to the Business Awards. We were going to dress up. We were going to represent the Monero Zone and the Snowy Monero Ratepayers and Residents Association on a table of 10, and a couple of others were going to be on other tables. My booking was cancelled 2 days before the event with the most bullshit excuse, and I'll read that excuse out tomorrow, and that's because the president of the Jindabyne Chamber of Commerce is a complete prick, Olivier Kapitanakos. He alleges that I have been attacking businesses in Jindabyne. Well, there's only one business I've picked on in Jindabyne, and that's Rocky Harvey, the horsehead man. Rocky Harvey, who cut the head off a dead horse and threw it into a cafe foyer. So you'll be completely unsurprised that who sat next to the mayor and our federal member, Christian McBain, but Rocky Harvey on the VIP table last night. So it's pretty clear to me that Rocky Harvey and his constant attacks on me for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months now, he's been saying the things that Narelle Davis wants him to say, another councillor, that Chris Hanna, the mayor, wants him to say, that they are too cowardly to put under their own name. They've been getting Rocky to say it. So when I step up and I call Rocky out for trying to rip off the people whose business he bought because he owes them 30 grand plus interests, I get cancelled. I get banned from the Business Awards. And the other excuse was that I didn't apply for an award. I wasn't supporting the award. I didn't nominate my business. And now the most retarded excuse is I don't have a local business. This is my business. It's one of them. I've got multiple. I'm in Nimidabel, which is in Monero. And whilst I didn't nominate this business, I did nominate one of my businesses for a Snowy Monero Business Award. I didn't do it because I wanted to win the award, because I'm a councillor. I did it because quite a few people rang me and said the nomination process was retarded and they couldn't work it out, and could I have a look? And the best way to have a look was to just create a nomination. So I've got the receipt for my nomination. So the president of the Jindabyne Chamber of Commerce is lying. Surprise, surprise. The other piece of news I've got is I was raided by the police here at my scrapyard yesterday. I don't know if it was 6 or 7 or 8 police. I kind of lost count. There was 7 maybe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police cars and 4 trucks, tilt tray trucks from M&T Motors, who were not friends of mine, out of Cooma. The police came to my land, to my property here, and executed a search and seizure warrant. And this is, you're going to have to sit down while I explain this to you. To search for and seize allegedly stolen things that I would have had to have stolen from here. Because the charge that they are the police are proposing to charge me, a new false charge of larceny as a bailee, which I had to go and look up in the Crimes Act 1901. And larceny is stealing, and bailee is like a store person, a person who's storing, a storage yard. And I was storing equipment for an elderly man in town who's got no money and is estranged from his family, and we helped him out. We were storing his stuff for years, never charged him $1. We brought it here for him from where he was storing it. We never charged him $1. We did it just to help out, Elisa and I and our kids. And he's somehow been convinced into making an allegation to police that I had stolen things. But yet the police bought 4 trucks, and I put all the things that we were storing on the trucks. I was happy to have them gone. They've been sitting here for over 2 years. Never charged him $1. Never asked him to pay me rent. I could have hit him with an abandoned goods claim and I could own them all, but that's wrong. And so the enemies in town concocted a lie to the police, and the police came with a warrant, busted their way into my property, demanded to inspect everything, and alleged that I had stolen things. And the warrant said a blue Ford 4000 tractor. And I'm like, yeah, that's that blue tractor right there. It's not stolen, it's there. That's how insane it was. So I'll go through that tomorrow because it takes a little bit of unpacking. This is how corrupt it is. Now, the problem with this is Sean Webb, Constable Sean Webb, the former Nimidabel policeman, this is now the 3rd time he has made a demonstrably false allegation and is trying to charge me for the 3rd time. He wanted to arrest me yesterday for the 3rd time on completely false allegations. This is police corruption on the Monero. I will be pursuing it. I will make an account of it because I will not tolerate the lies on Facebook from all the shitheads trying to make it disgusting. It is disgusting because it's corruption and it should never have happened. And it is no coincidence that it happened at the federal election, start of the federal election, which was announced yesterday morning. And I'm a candidate. No coincidence. That's how grubby this area has become. That is how corrupt this area has become. And the police have fallen so far. It's also no coincidence that yesterday was the day that we found out, Christian White, the cop that tasered Claire Nolan and killed her, 425 hours of community service. That's the value of a life, apparently. 425 hours of community service that he can serve at his leisure over the course of a year or 2. It's outrageous. And Webb and White were mates. So yeah, we'll have a longer chat tomorrow. The lighting will be a bit better and it's raining again. So thanks for tuning in. Feel free to share this around. I am from Nimidabel in southern New South Wales. Ajit, Nimmittabel, Nimidabel, in southern New South Wales, Australia. It's a beautiful place. It's just that we've got the most corrupt cops in Australia and some really, really corrupt politicians and just idiots. People that think they're more than they are, like the Chamber of Commerce. So they missed out on my friends all going to their event. And now the stories around town is that the event was actually pretty ordinary. It wasn't very fancy. They didn't do any decorations. It was pretty plain, cheap. I think the word would be, it was a cheap event. They ran it as cheaply as they could. Oh, well. Look, dissonance, you can shit talk me all you like clown, get your money up and fill your goofy tooth. I don't need to fix my tooth. It's my problem to live with. I've covered this. Everybody knows what happened. I had a push bike crash when I was 12. Did a jump and the front wheel came off and landed on the bitumen on my face. Everyone knows that story, or maybe not everyone, but now you know that story. And I don't need to fix it. I've got no fillings, all my own teeth. I'm 52, despite quite a big bit of trauma when I was 12, when I had a crash. So you've just come here to be stupid on my chat, to distract or be annoying. There's no point, because I don't actually really care. But anyway, everybody else, thank you. It was a bit of a tough day yesterday. Completely unwarranted. That's a joke, because it's a warrant of access. It's a warrant from the police. But it's all based on lies. And after a while, they were very awkward about it, because there was nothing hidden, nothing, everything was exactly where I told the old guy it would be stored. And I never charged him $1. And that's the thanks that I get for helping people in this community. That's the thanks I get. But the allegation is insane. He stole the things he's storing, but they're still being stored. I can't get my head around it. My lawyer can't get his head around it. It is batshit insane. So what can you say? I'll tune in tomorrow around 10 o'clock Australian, Eastern, whatever it's called. Minnesota, USA. David, g'day. I love Minnesota. I've actually been there. I went in 1995. And then I actually went across to Hayward in Wisconsin, where my cousins owned a pub. And I went snowmobiling for like 2 days. We just went nuts. Because you can't drive snowmobiles in Australia, but you people are very lucky in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So I went back a couple of years ago, actually, to Minnesota. I took my eldest boy with me, and we left Australia. It was 42 degrees Celsius, and we flew out of Canberra. And then a couple of days later, we did our thing. We arrived in Minnesota. It was minus 22. And my young bloke was a tad shocked at what minus 22 is. We get minus 10 here, maybe minus 14 at the best. So from Australia to Minnesota, hello, and unfortunately, good night. Yeah, right, does win out in the end, mate. It certainly does. And if you pop on new to my channel, there's a bunch of Australian animals on this channel. So there's political conversations. I swear a lot. We talk about various political things relevant to Australia. And you'll see there's lizard videos. I take videos of my blue-tongued lizards and our echidnas and our snakes and some. I haven't done kangaroos for a while. And feel free to have a bit of a browse. Lovable rogue, lovable ruffian is one term of endearment. But from southern New South Wales, I got to go having dinner. Good night.